We are 30 years into democracy. The African National Congress, together with their alliance partners, have been in the power seat for 30 years. Just remember that. So when you see somebody jumping up and down and screaming freedom and liberty and liberation and redress, just remember that these people have been 30 years in power for them to bring about transformation in line with our constitution, in which the right of every single South African, regardless of color, creed, or cultural background, is protected and should be respected. I'll say more about that. I really do not. I'm trying to get myself not to rant. I'm so angry that I would really go on a rant that would serve nobody any purpose other than that I would be letting off steam. The Bella Act has become a political football. I've said that. And in the noise around redress, clauses 4 and 5, particularly becoming the focal point of discussion politically in the media, with academics and NGOs speaking on this, what is really lost on people is that the Basic Education Laws Amendment Act does not speak to the crises that we are having in education. And it's a crisis that has been amplified over the last couple of years by experts in education, teachers, activists, and we see it in our economy. And I'm talking about 10, 15 years ago. We had a problem with not getting students who passed the psychometric assessments. So when I speak to you about that, that is at the heart of economic growth, development, getting people out of poverty. So when we speak about education and the outcomes of education and quality education, ultimately we are speaking about changing somebody's life where they can get out of a place of dependency on the state to a place of where they can have a career and work themselves out of poverty, to the place where you can own your own house, where you're not waiting on government to give you that house. So the education system and the failure of it has a direct correlation to the high level of grant dependence that we see in our country, the fact that we are having so many kids falling out of the education system, never integrating into a different form of education. The failure of the system has a material impact on the realization and the realization of the dreams of a new South Africa and what democracy truly means, that people can see democracy work. Many people never, ever in my community feel that democracy meant something for them. And it's reflected in the 11 million South Africans that just did not bother to vote because they do not see democracy work for them. But they don't see democracy work for them because of a failure by the political class to pursue policies that actually would bring the kind of transformation we need, which is not based on race, but based on the social transformation, community transformation, and the total transformation of people living in poverty, regardless of their class or the color of their skin. We are 30 years into this game, 30 years into democracy. And today we are seeing a total failure of leadership, especially when you listen to how the discourse has been run around the Basic Education Laws Amendment.